All right. Welcome to today's ASA Live event. We are in the midst of our annual membership celebration, and we are really excited to welcome a special member to our ASA Live today as we celebrate with you. So today we are speaking with Sheena Jaffer. Sheena has been a member of ASA since 2011. She is a former graduate of our Leadership Academy. In fact, from our inaugural Leadership Academy. In addition, she is also a certified aging in place specialist and a certified aging services professional. She currently works as a consultant to organizations focusing on advocacy and access to assistive technology and gerund technology, aging in place, disabilities, and the age-friendly cities movement. Welcome, Sheena. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Reagan, for having me.
Okay, so during our membership celebration, we are talking to different members about their work and how ASA has supported them. You have a very special history with ASA as part of our inaugural Leadership Academy. So first of all, tell us about you and what you are focused on right now.
Yeah, so I have a multifaceted background. I started off my career in banking and financial services, where I spent almost a decade. And I had to cut that short because I was a caregiver to both my parents. And due to their illnesses and so on, I had to just take time off and look after them more or less full time. That particular career in banking was followed by a career in international development for almost a decade, which took me all through the world and got some really, really amazing experience. And then finally now, for the last decade, I have been focused on the field of aging and gerontology. So generally speaking, most of us who pursue specific pathways have a personal story. And mine was that I was a primary caregiver and was blessed to be a primary caregiver to both my parents. They both had strokes, and the journey of caring for them in a home that was totally not equipped to age in place became my inspiration to study aging and to focus on assistive technologies and gerund technologies. It's been a very intentional choice for me. As most will say, aging is not sexy, but for me, it has special meaning and purpose. One of the slogans that we used, or as part of my past work in organizing large-scale walks throughout the US, was "Walk the walk, change the world." My slogan now, in relation to my goals, is "Talk the talk and age tech the world." I think when it comes to aging, we are all stakeholders.
Yes. That is so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your background. Would you mind sharing also, how did you become connected with ASA and involved with us?
Right, yeah, so whenever you are pursuing a new field, you start talking to people. And I remember one of my first conversations was where my neighbor, who had lived in the area, or in the building which I had lived at in the Washington, D.C. area, had moved into a retirement community. And I spoke to the administrator there, and she gave me a whole bunch of information about aging, and particularly related to housing needs. But one of the things, again, we all do is to research it on our own. And as I was researching, the first organization that popped up was ASA. And I went through your website. I felt that it had phenomenal value in terms of what it had to give back for a membership, in terms of the publications, the knowledge, the information. And the website itself was loaded with information. So the first thing I did was I pursued a membership with ASA, and I think it's been a membership that I've continued to invest in, because I feel it gives me so much back. And And so that's how I found out about ASA. And it was around that time that the ASA was also, introducing the Leadership Academy. And to me, that was a great opportunity to undertake that particular investment as well, because I feel that it opened my eyes to so many things, so much practical insights in the field of aging, really. So,
well, that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that your membership with ASA has given so much back to you. That is just so valuable right there, for sure. As you mentioned before in your story, you are highly vested in the Jaren technology and the promise around all of that. Can you talk about how ASA has supported you in your work in that field?
Yeah, so the ASA has been instrumental in providing a incredible amount of education through webinars, through publications, through newsletters, through weekly highlights. And of course, the ASA Conference. I cannot go without mentioning the ASA Conference, because the conference in itself is like a powerhouse of information and networking opportunities. So once you've been to an ASA conference, you always want to go. You always want to participate in an ASA conference, because it is just, you make friends, you network, and it's an annual get together of just not increasing and building up on your knowledge, but also meeting really great people that you've gotten to know over time. So, just over the last 10 years, in terms of Jaren technology, there has been so much that has happened in the space. When I started and I was attending the conferences and I was listening to speakers from the MIT lab, aging lab, and listening to all the innovations that they were talking about. And then I'm fast forwarding to now and looking at what has happened over the 10 years in terms of the innovations in robotics, in wearables, in voice technology, in the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality, exoskeletons, smart homes, and the list goes on and on. So it is such an exciting area to be in. And really, my learning to a large degree comes from organizations such as ASA, who organize regular webinars and information sessions to really keep building upon this knowledge.
Oh my gosh, and I can only imagine how much that field has changed over the past couple of years. So what drew you specifically to Jaren technology and the field of aging? What has really kept you engaged and excited about this?
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, what has inspired me to get into the field was my parents, and right. Having the opportunity to look after them and learning what they needed and what the gaps were really in terms of the services provided through the provincial government and through other organizations. It was an eye-opener, because prior to that, I really had no idea what it would take to look after my parents. So really the inspiration came through them. And I feel that we need to continue now to streamline some of these gaps and to find solutions that can really address some of the challenges that older adults have today. I feel that we are living through a major demographic transition in the history of the world. The world is swiftly aging, and we have urgencies to attend to understand and act upon. And really, there are three things that I feel we must address. The way we've thought about aging, the existing norms are no longer valid, because we are now living much longer lifespans than we ever did before. Secondly, the traditional three-stage of life course, such as education, work and family, and retirement are totally outdated. Now you see older adults wanting to live not live, but work for much longer. Mm-hmm. And lastly, a new life course is really needed that has more flexibility and has multiple stages. So I think that there's a lot more work that we all need to do.
Absolutely. What encouraging goals that you have. I love how you explained each of those. What ways do you see ASA fitting into and supporting you in pursuing these things?
Well, I feel that there is an unbelievable amount of things that we can all do, right?
Right.
I literally get a tingling in the spine when I think about the future possibilities. ASA has certainly provided excellent and active leadership over the years and must continue to do so. And I have been watching all the things that ASA has been doing, and I it's not an email that I don't open from ASA because it's always loaded with great information. However, I feel that one of our challenges is to continually find ways to seek out those who are in the greatest need and may not be benefiting from the new innovations in the age tech sector. What I mean by this is that we have an added responsibility to educate public audiences, perhaps through the concept of embedded planning. I feel that ASA is well positioned to be at the forefront, and I would love to continue to be with you on this journey.
Absolutely. And I think we are so just lucky to have you and members like you who are helping us as we pursue these goals. So that is so amazing. Thank you so much. I did just want to go back to, you mentioned at the beginning that you were a part of the Leadership Academy. And I was just curious if you could expand a little bit more on what you learned from that and how that has helped you throughout your career.
Right. So the Leadership Academy, first and foremost, was phenomenally illuminating. I felt that it brought a really diverse and committed, highly committed group of individuals together. And to have an opportunity, and I'm going to mention some names here, to have an opportunity to learn from individuals such as former Secretary of Aging, Kathy Greenlee, Ken Dykewald, or my good friend in Washington, D.C., Bob Blancato. I mean, it was just invaluable to have them because they had years of experience in the field of aging. And to learn from them was just amazing. I think it was an eye-opener, and I think they really set the stage for me to really continue building upon and continue to stay committed to the field myself. I can mention so many other names, but I think it is the caliber of people who were explaining to us what they had gone through, and their vision for the future was beyond inspiring.
So. Absolutely. That sounds like such a great experience. I'm so glad that you were able to be a part of that and then share that with us today. Thank you so much for being part of our membership celebration, and thank you for everyone who has been watching on our interview today. I just wanted to remind everyone our membership celebration is going to be running through November 19th. And anyone who joins or renews during these 2 weeks using the promo code MC2022 will receive 2 free months added to your membership. So that would be 14 months for the price of 12. Plus the first 250 people who join or renew during this time will get a really cool swag bag. It's got some ASA socks and a water bottle and some other little goodies. So that's been a fun little gift we're offering this year during our membership celebration. So real quick before we leave, Sheena, I just wanted to ask you, we always like to check in with the people that we interview and just see what is one thing that you want everyone to know about your work and ASA.
Well, as far as my work is concerned, I would like to continue to build upon it. And through ASA, which has been an enabler by bringing together the most current issues around the field of aging and bringing in some of the best minds to discuss some of these issues is, I think, a great path forward. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing ASA at the forefront as a premier aging organization that is inspiring its members continuously and really making the world better for all of us that are aging, because that's really an inevitable part of life. We are all, I think each day we get up, we are all aging. And I'm just applaud all the great work that ASA has done and continues to do. And I'd love to continue to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And we're so excited to be a part of it with you too. So thank you so much for your time today. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you better and hearing more about your story and your history with ASA. Everyone who has been listening, please keep an eye out for more of these interviews coming soon over the next couple of weeks. And we look forward to just seeing you some more. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.